Okay. So, till now, we have completed the basic unit of life cell, and then tissue, then skeletal system, muscular system. Now, we're going to cover a very easy system that is means easy to understand for primary, that is digestive system. So, if you have any idea, can you please tell me what are the organs consisting digestive system?
Ma'am, starting from mouth, esophagus, and stomach, pancreas, liver, more organs are there included in digestive system.
Okay. Anyone else?
Liver, pancreas,
Hmm? Can you see my slide now?
Yes, Chief.
Okay. So digestive of digestive system. I hope my voice is not breaking now, right?
Breaking, ma'am, little bit.
What can I do? I have stopped sharing my hotspot. And also, is it understandable? Is it means can you adjust?
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, ma'am. We are just if it will more, then we will say.
Okay. So this digestive system looks like this in our body. So these are consisting of this organ you can see here. First of all, our oral cavity, then our salivary glands, pharynx, esophagus, then stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, small intestine, and large intestine. And you can see here how they are positioned in our body. Just below the diaphragm, you can see liver, stomach, spleen, and below the liver, gallbladder, below the stomach, pancreas, and below pancreas, this large intestine is present, and in the covering of large intestine, small intestines are present. So now we will proceed. So digestive system describes alimentary canal, its and its accessory organs. So alimentary canal is these. Let me take the pencil. Yes. So alimentary canal is a canal right from here. Here, mouth is starting the alimentary canal, and then it is continuing to esophagus, then stomach, then this small intestine, and then large intestine, then anus. So, the whole pathway is known as alimentary canal, gastrointestinal tract. Okay. Next is yes, it is also known as GI tract or gastrointestinal tract. It is long tube through which food passes. So through this alimentary canal only food passes. Length is almost up to 30 feet or 9 meters. Now you will wonder if you know that how much long it is, means if you have any idea how much 30 feet consists or how much 9 meter consists, then you will wonder that how such long tract is there in our small body. So it is highly coiled. Mainly, longest part is small intestine. So the small intestine is highly coiled, and that is why it is so long. Starts at mouth and ends at anus. So what are the parts of alimentary canal? Mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So what are the accessory organs? Organs attached to alimentary canal. The organs which are attached to this alimentary canal are accessory organs to digestive system. And these organs pour their secretion to tract. Means they secrete something and they release that secretion to this digestive tract for helping digestion. So what are those organs? Those are 3 pairs of salivary glands, 1 pancreas, 1 liver, and 1 gallbladder. So now here you can see in mouth, just towards the inside, we can see 3 salivary glands, and esophagus is the food pipe, then stomach, pancreas, it is well leveled here in this picture, small intestine, large intestine, liver, gallbladder, and you can see here appendix. Appendix is located where the small intestine is ending and large intestine is starting. At that point, organ known as appendix is present, and this appendix is not playing, means in according to modern medical science, there is no role of appendix in our body. Means it is said that in the earlier times when uh, people were in, means earlier ages where people were not civilized, they were in forest, they were living flesh of um, animals. At that time, appendix was working for digestion of those fleshes. So now we don't eat that flesh, right? Also, people who are non-vegetarian, they eat meat, but they cook them. They don't eat direct flesh. So people in earlier times when people were not civilized, they were used to live in forest. They used to eat flesh of animals. At that time, appendix was working, and now it do not have any important role in our body according to modern medical science. So sometimes this appendix cause very so much problem. So this appendix have to be removed, and this is known as appendectomy. Now we will proceed for starting of digestive system, that is mouth. So mouth, you can see the picture of mouth here. So many things are present in our mouth. First of all, the buccal cavity, means the upper jaw and lower jaw, which are consisting of teeth. Then our tongue, very important organ, tongue. then uvula, sorry, and the upper palate. So extends from lips to oropharynx, means our mouth is from lips to oropharynx. Oropharynx is a part of pharynx. Pharynx is, we will know what is pharynx. Roof of mouth formed by hard palate anteriorly and soft palate posteriorly. So the ceiling of mouth, we can say ceiling of mouth means the upper portion or upper jaw, just inside the upper jaw, means towards the inside of upper jaw, we can feel there is a hard palate, and more inside we can see soft palate. Uvula is a small muscular flap hang posterior margin to soft palate. Okay, so uvula is the thing right here. You can see here in this picture, this portion is known as uvula. If you have watched those cartoons of Chota Bheem, and if you have watched Dholu Bholu, and sometimes they used to sing songs so loudly, and they used to sing so loudly that their uvula used to show in the screen, and that uvula was hanging, and it was so funny. If you remember that, that is uvula. That small part of, from soft palate is hanging. That is uvula. So I hope you have a. And
Ma'am, you also call that small tongue.
you can say, but that is not a very scientific term, or I don't think so. It is said officially in any. It is termed officially in any book, but you can say for your understanding. Okay. So uvula is a muscular flap, small muscular flap, hang posterior margin to soft palate. Next is our teeth. So 4 types of teeth are present. Total 32 in adults and 20 in children, that is milk teeth. So here you can see 4 types of teeth. First, in very front, the 4 teeth, 4 in upper jaw, 4 in lower jaw, are known as incisors. These teeth are named as incisors. So 4 in upper jaw, 4 in lower jaw, total 8. Those are responsible for cutting something. Means we eat food in so many different ways. So these teeth are responsible for cutting. Like if we are eating any cucumber or any apple or anything, any guava, anything which needs to, at first we need to cut that, cut a small portion for chewing. So these teeth are responsible for cutting something. So these are known as cutters. Then just beside these incisors, 2 in upper jaw, 2 in lower jaw are present. These are responsible for tearing something. So these are a bit sharper. Means these canines are most sharper. So you can see here in this picture, incisors are depicted as green color and canines are depicted as orange color. So incisors are cutters, canines are responsible for tearing. Next is premolar. Premolar are 8 in number. You can see here. You can see here. Premolars are depicted by yellow color. So premolars are only present in adults. Premolars are not present in children. So premolars chew properly the food, and then we can find molar. Molars are the last teeth, which are 6 in upper jaw, 6 in lower jaw. So the last teeth are molars. They grind and crush the food properly. And premolar, molar, and then we all know wisdom teeth. Wisdom teeth are also present in very adults, which are also known as akkal dant, which depicts that person having wisdom. Those are having wisdom teeth. Next is tongue. So tongue forms the floor of mouth, made of muscular tissue covered with mucous membrane attached to hyoid bone. Okay, so we have already learned earlier that tongue is the root, hyoid bone is the root of tongue. So tongue is attached with hyoid bone and is a muscular tissue covered with mucous membrane. Superior surface contain numerous little projections called papillae. Okay, so in the superior surface of tongue, we can see numerous little projections. If you look at your tongue in the mirror, you can see numerous little projections are there in your tongue. Those are known as papillae. Contains test buds. There are test buds in your tongue which feel the taste. And the functions of tongue are chewing, swallowing, speech, taste. These are. Okay, so what are the functions of tongue? Chewing, swallowing, speech, and taste. Next is salivary glands. Salivary glands are 3. They secretes 1.5 liters of saliva daily. Each day, each and every day, almost 1.5 liters of saliva is being secreted by our salivary glands. Now, what are those 3 glands? Those are parotid gland, submandibular gland, and sublingual gland. These are the names of those 3 glands. Next is pharynx. Now, this pharynx is divided into 3 parts. First of all, at the uppermost portion is nasopharynx. Nasopharynx is responsible for respiration. Then oropharynx and laryngopharynx are branching pathway between digestive and respiratory system. Okay, now here you can see anatomy of pharynx. In this picture, it is well depicted that those portion means when we are taking the air through nose, means when we are inhaling, just behind the nasal cavity, nasopharynx is present. Means just behind the nasal cavity, pharynx is starting. So that is known as That portion is known as nasopharynx, where the air is entering to oropharynx. So oropharynx is the portion of pharynx where food is entering to pharynx, and laryngopharynx is the portion of pharynx where larynx is present. So larynx is the another name for voice box. Okay, larynx is another name for voice box. I think you all are familiar with voice box. It is very prominent in boys in during the adolescent period. When boys are growing, at that time their voice cracks and that Adam's apple develops. Adam's apple is the portion of means Adam's apple is the developed larynx which comes out in neck of boys. It is very prominent in boys. You can see from outside neck is turned out, and it is known as Adam's apple. That is larynx. So larynx is the another name for voice box. Now we will proceed to different parts of pharynx. Sorry, we will proceed to esophagus. Esophagus is about 25 semi long, 2 semi in diameter, continue with laryngopharynx, and just below the diaphragm connect stomach. I hope you understood the concept of pharynx, and right?
Yes, ma'am.
People got the concept of pharynx?
Yes,
Yes,
chief.
ma'am. The vocal cord.
Yes,
No, no,
ma'am.
no. Pharynx is not vocal cord. Larynx is the voice box. Let me explain it once more. I was thinking that it will not be clear so easily. Okay, so from this portion, the whole portion is known as pharynx. Okay, so this portion is nasal cavity. You can see. So just after nasal cavity, pharynx is starting. The whole portion is known as pharynx. So from this portion, nasopharynx is starting. This portion is known as nasopharynx, where these um, air means inhaled air is starting. Means inhaled air is going to our lower region of pharynx. So this portion is nasopharynx. Then it is the mouth. So we are taking food. It is going inside. Anyone has unmuted? Please mute yourself. Yes, thank you. So from mouth, when we are taking food, it is entering to pharynx in this region. So this portion is known as oropharynx. Oro or oral. Came oral. Oral means anything related to mouth. So oropharynx means where food is entering to pharynx. That region is known as oropharynx. Next is laryngopharynx. Laryngopharynx means that portion of pharynx where larynx is present. This portion is known as laryngopharynx. because here larynx is present. Okay, so this whole portion is known as pharynx. Now, esophagus. It is about 25 semi long, 2 semi in diameter, continued with laryngopharynx. Means just after laryngopharynx, we can say the tube is named as esophagus. And just below the diaphragm connect to
Madam, in
stomach.
one text in physiology book, they have mentioned laryngopharynx is both the junctions meet each other, so that is known as laryngopharynx. They are like that they have mentioned.
Yeah, you can see here that food pipe and trachea. Food pipe is the esophagus and trachea is the windpipe, right? So these both are meeting at this place in laryngopharynx. You can see here. Let me check the pencil. Yes, you can see here. This is the esophagus and this is the windpipe. Okay, so these both are meeting at this point. Means they are at this point from upside down. So this is the portion where we say it laryngopharynx, and we will know that there is before this there was no separate pathway for food and um, air like in this region. The food and air having same pathway. Air is coming from nose in this way, and food is coming from mouth in this way. So air and food is having the same pathway in this region. Now they are getting separated from laryngopharynx. Food is going to food pipe, air is going to windpipe. Right. So here one muscle known as epiglottis is present. Here you can see. Here it is. So epiglottis is present which separates the both pathway. Now, yes. So esophagus, we can say the esophagus is starting just below the laryngopharynx, and it connects to esophagus is connecting to stomach, and this esophagus is uh, mm, means it is going what we call say through diaphragm. In diaphragm there is a portion or there is a small hole for esophagus to pass. Is diaphragm is the muscle which is separating the thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity, but the esophagus is the tube which is continuing from mouth to stomach. So mouth is the most uppermost portion, means mouth is located above the chest area and stomach is located at the abdominal cavity. So the esophagus has passed through diaphragm. So open and closed by cricopharyngeal sphincter prevents air passing into esophagus during inspiration and expiration. Okay, so we can see different sphincters are present in different area. Sphincters are actually muscular structure. They 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 act like doors, right? They act like doors. So means they close or they constrict sphincters constrict when they don't want to allow anything to pass through, and they relax or open up when they want to allow pass through anything. Like different sphincters are present in different region, like uh, cricopharyngeal sphincter, esophageal sphincter. Esophageal means different pylorus sphincter, and different sphincters are present throughout the gastrointestinal tract, and they act like doors. Anal sphincter is also present. Means they act like they are muscular structures only, but they act like doors. They allow to pass through, and they when they close, they don't allow to pass through anything. So, at the upper region of esophagus, cricopharyngeal sphincter is present, which prevents the air passing into esophagus during inspiration and expiration. Okay, so at the very upper portion of esophagus, one sphincter is present known as cricopharyngeal sphincter, which prevents the air passing to esophagus during inspiration and expiration, because we are having the same pathway of food and air at the uppermost region. Then lower end closed by cardiac or lower esophageal sphincter prevent the gastric or acidic reflux. So at the lower end of esophagus, where it is joining to stomach, at that region, lower esophageal sphincter is present, which prevent the acid reflux. Means stomach is almost always filled with acid. The stomach is producing hydrochloric acid, HCl, hydrochloric acid. So stomach is acidic always. So something needs to restrict that acid to come upward. Otherwise, our mouth will be filled with acid. So lower esophageal sphincter prevents that acid reflux. Now, opening of diaphragm through which esophagus passes from thoracic to abdominal cavity is called esophageal hiatus. Okay, the opening of diaphragm, which I was talking about, that diaphragm has a small opening for esophagus to pass through to stomach. So that opening of diaphragm is known as esophageal hiatus. Here in this picture, you can see that here diaphragm is present. Let me take the pencil. Here you can see this is diaphragm present, and diaphragm is separating the thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. So the esophagus is coming through diaphragm. Means opening is needed for in diaphragm to pass this esophagus. This is known as esophageal hiatus, and here you can see in this picture how these two pathways are being separated: trachea and esophagus. Trachea is another name for windpipe, and here in this picture, this is the lower esophageal sphincter, which prevents from acid reflux. And yes, no more important thing in this diagram. Let us go to next portion, that is stomach. Oh, okay. It is 7:57. Would you people like to continue, or we should stop? We will continue from next class as per your wish.
Next class, ma'am.
Yes.
I would be
Okay.
okay for 15 minutes, ma'am. Or else you want.
Okay. What do you other people say? Let's take a small voting. Reply fast.
Need to leave now, ma'am.
Need to leave. Okay. So go through the slides. Every day after the class, go through the slides. It will be easier to remember everything.
Ma'am,
Yes.
have you sent me the PDF?
Of digestive system?
Yeah.
No, still now I have not sent to you.
Okay. Yeah, oh, yeah. You haven't sent. Yeah.
Okay. So let's bind up the glass with prayer. Sit comfortably, erect your spine, close your eyes. Inhale deep and long. Exhale completely. Inhale and relax. Inhale and feel that you're physically active. Exhale and feel that you're mentally relaxed. Inhale and stick all the learnings of today in your brain. Exhale all the negativity. Now adapt Namaskar Mudra in front of your chest. Inhale and start the prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Palms, facial muscles. Feel the warmth, feel the energy, and open your eyes with a smile. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.